Welcome to the Javon Show.
Welcome to A Course in Miracles. We're going reading through text, and we're on verse 17, chapter 1. Miracles transcend the body. They are sudden shifts into invisibility, away from the body level. That is why they heal. Transcending the body is really the game, at least the initial game that we have to play, because the human body, the human life, and the human game is all about body. And if we could just realize we're not a body, it would transform almost every life.
Yeah.
Every single issue that torments humanity is from belief that we are a body.
Sure. Do you feel like also in that sense when people, uh, for example, we were talking about when people focus on tormenting themselves with whatever bad went on in their day, and they're like saying it over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I don't focus on those bad things, like that feeling is like lifted.
Yeah.
I feel like, sorry, I'm trying to put that together with the body thing.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, that stuff absolutely affects your experience, but that stuff kind of goes into more just egoic.
but the body is ego too.
The body is ego, but a body is even more isolated.
Yeah, I guess what I was saying is like when I focus on my hurt, like when a kid like is bleeding but they don't know they're bleeding, and then you tell them they're bleeding and then they're like, "Oh my god, it hurts."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, I guess, is what I'm kind of saying about like the body and the knowledge of like the body and the hurt. Is like, does that make sense? Like where I can put the two together?
Like if you focus on those things that bother you, you get worse.
Yeah, you're not healed. Like,
Yeah.
and then I guess the same would be for the body. If you focus on the bodily, like when people, talk about my injury, or like people talk about, cancer, or like they see a bunch of stuff having to do with cancer, or like now my feed is all about parasites. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it gives you more and more of that, whatever that is, and it increases your
Chances
stress
of, yeah.
or fear or whatever. Oh man, sorry, the puddle. Yes, the answer is yes. So our focus and our awareness determines our experience. If we aim up, so to speak, our experience resonance raises. We have a better experience. If we aim down, lower vibration, more separation, our experience follows.
Okay.
We get what I, a worse experience, what I would consider a worse experience. But some people, they like being in the darkness. They like the gloomy, separate experience.
Yeah.
So it's also important to realize that it's not bad. People just like being miserable sometimes. People like wallowing.
I
And
feel like, sorry.
yeah, no.
I guess I'm trying to see if you can help me get out of my state of that, because like with the body and everything, I've kind of separated myself from like the pain. I haven't focused on saying I'm in pain. I'm in pain all the time. My pain has gone away, and I feel like same with like some of the relationships and stuff that are in my life. They're creeping. They just this whole time that we've been talking about this book,
Yeah.
like these same relationships with people I shouldn't even care about, that keep creeping back into my life.
Uh-huh.
It's like little reminders of like these people don't like you,
And it bothers
and
you.
it bothers me. And so yeah, like you're saying, I'm trying to find a way to shoot my focus
Yeah.
up there, but I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, I think one important thing is to give yourself a break. Right. There, to say like, wow, uh, isn't this interesting? As opposed to, man, I need to be different. Because if you're saying I need to be different, or they need to be different, or the world needs to be different, it's the same thing as saying they're bad or I'm bad. And just to notice the patterns that give you this experience is a really big win. It's a really big win. And so, more than how do I make it different, I would put your energy in noticing it more often. Because you can even notice yourself freaking out and losing it, and that's a big win. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just noticing. Because it's your unawareness that keeps you stuck in patterns that are painful.
Yes. Amen. Got it.
And so just give yourself a break and just first step, try to notice it. Like, oh wow, I'm freaking out right now. I'm freaking out right now. You know, and so first step, notice.
Yeah.
Second step, don't even try to stop the freak out, but start to let the freak out be the freak out and don't use the freak out to attack. But that's like a second step. First step, let everything be the way it is.
Yeah.
Just notice it. Do your best to recap every time you can, because at first you're not going to notice it at all, and then you'll notice it after it is like, oh wow. And then try to analyze, try to understand, because understanding is very uh, uh, it's not a out of the world experience, but it is very helpful in the world experience.
Okay.
Super helpful. Understand what happened. What did I do? Oh wow, I was realizing that this thing, uh, I, I don't know, like the mother-in-law. Mom got there. I was stressed out because now I thought that now my now my plan was ruined, and I thought that they were going to be upset. I thought my client was going to be upset, and then I was living in that upset, and it never even happened yet. But I was already upset. Whatever it is, right? You try to figure it out. Like, oh wow, isn't that interesting that I went there? Huh? Like that after the fact. So understand it all.
Can I give you a different example?
Sure.
Because that one's easier to understand. The other example is a friend. Her daughter kicked one of my other friend's kids in the face and broke her nose.
Yikes.
She had to get surgery, and uh, the mom wanted me to talk to the other mom and just let her know, like, hey, we're at the hospital. My kid has to get surgery because your kid, accidentally kicked my kid in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the other mom would have probably wanted me to tell, the other parent too if that happened to her kid.
Yeah.
And so I did. And now the other mom isn't talking to me. We're not friends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard for me. We've been friends with them since the kids were 3,
Yeah.
and they're 13.
Oh,
And just something so stupid like that. There was something before that too, where, I felt like her daughter was being, well, she was being really rude to me and Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie didn't want to be friends with her anymore. And I said, hey, you may try her just like in like 6 months, or just see if anything changes. And so we were trying, um, and then we got invited to her mom's 40th birthday party, and that was fun. And then this happened. She's not responding to me, and so I'm like hurt, and I don't know how to separate.
understandably.
I hope it's okay that I'm using this because it's like it's hard for me. Sorry.
Mm.
And I feel like this is
So,
why I'm trying to do this with you guys, is because I'm like trying to not take it so personal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, only the body can be left alone. Only the body cannot have a friend. So one of the things you can do is just realize,
Yeah, no, you're right.
this is a belief that I can be alone.
Yeah.
It's a belief that I cannot have a friend. It's a belief that I need to correct someone else's understanding. It's a belief that this kid actually can be hurt, because that kid is a body. Only if the kid's a body can they be hurt. It's a belief that I have to let someone else understand anything. Oh yes, I'll make that call because they do need to understand that. And then in that belief that if without that understanding, so you're going to help them overcome, to fulfill a lack that they had. It's another belief. And then it's also the belief that uh, even in all of that, you suffered together with a friend that had their kid hurt. And then it's a belief that maybe you guys were closer because you were together and you were there for her in her suffering, and that the other friend had done something bad to her kid, and now you were together, right? It's like layer after layer after layer after layer after layer, and none of it was bad. None of those are bad, of course. But what happens when you have these beliefs that separate? Because you have all these beliefs, and then your friend that had their kid hurt has his beliefs, and then the friend that you called has all those beliefs. and they start to clash. And often we don't even know what's clashing. We just know that there's a feeling that comes up.
Yeah.
And then the feeling comes up that we don't prefer, and then we perceive it as an attack.
I mean, I'm never putting myself in that position again.
Well, once again, it's not necessary to never do anything. Because,
Yeah, and that's also robbing yourself because that's like mediating and finding harmony. That's one of your gifts.
Well, thank you for saying that. I love you, Sue.
There's,
I really do. But I feel like that's one of those things where it's like I could have just consoled my friend and said, hey, I'm really sad that you're going through this, and let me know how I can help you and Willow. And then, when she says, I really wish, the mom could know, like, can I get her number? And then I say, well, maybe it's better if I do it. And she's just, giving her number. I thought
mm,
I'm realizing now I should have just, I don't know. And then it would have been like, I don't like to give away people's numbers first. So then I would have to ask her like, hey, can I give, so then I was like, it'll just be easier if I do it. So yeah, I guess, I don't know. You're right. Who cares? No regrets.
what do you mean, who cares? You care.
I know, but sorry.
well, it's not
And it matters that you care.
caring or not caring.
So,
Situation is that there was a right way you could have handled it. The situation, if we look at it as part of the curriculum, because there's different ways you can look
Please.
at it.
Yeah.
There's one way of how could I have done that interpersonally that could have had a better result.
Okay.
That's not the curriculum. And
mm,
Okay.
yeah,
Tell me the answer.
there are ways, and that's great. That's great if you want to do those ways. First of all, you're no adult's decisions are ever yours to make. That's a good interpersonal rule. You are never to make decisions for other adults. That's just a good rule in general, including your spouse. And then even you start work on that with your kids. It's like you let people have the repercussions, and you're just there for them.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So it's really, really, really thin ice, so to speak, to use an analogy, to come in and try to uh, bring understanding to somebody that hasn't asked permission, like ever. Just hard.
I have a
Uh,
question.
Say it like that. It makes sense, and I appreciate that.
yeah. Doesn't mean that it's not bad to try.
Yeah.
With it, you're like, oh man, I have this friend that's really hurt.
Yeah.
I love you so much. She wanted me to reach out to you. I don't know what to do. I'm just doing it because here I am. I mean, you could have done that, but whenever you try to teach someone and tell someone what the bad thing that happened and how it was their bad and they should have done something different,
Yeah.
like that kind of window, even, especially with
Mm,
a kid, even if it was bad, it's just you know, people freak out. But once again, that's not the course. So the course would say, "Wow, seems like you're upset right now." Of course, seems like you're upset right now. Let's, what is it? What is the belief that you have that has caused the upset? So there's nobody that did anything. It's all a belief. It's all from your mind. And if we're going to go back to the body, this actually ties into the body because miracles transcend the body, and so our body is this human body, but also in the very exact same way, the whole world is a body, and then in the very same way, the sun is a body, and then the solar system is a body, and then the universe, and then the galaxy. All those are bodies, and the first idea that the course said was a tiny mad idea that maybe wonder what it would be like to be separate. And that idea was the first body, so to speak. It was a separate thing. And then that idea split into, well, I kind of like this separate idea. Let's split into a galaxy. And then that galaxy split into uh, universes. Is that how it works? Which one's bigger, galaxy or universe?
Bigger, right?
Universe, then a galaxy, then solar systems, then the sun, and then all the planets, and then all the planets. So, and we can see that splitting all the way down into like cellular level.
Smaller than us, right?
Yeah, smaller too.
Yeah.
You go down into cells,
Of course.
and cells split split. That's why do they do that? Well, the reason they do that is that's what this world does.
Yeah.
It splits, it separates, and it's actually a pull for separation. Relationships are very fragile because there's a pull for separation, and we're pulled to separate. We're actually pulled to keep suffering in some level, and so all of your suffering is a tide for the world, and we're all pulled in different ways to stay separate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Enneagram's a wonderful thing to highlight those different nuances of how we're pulled. And
the only thing to do at this point for me is
forgive yourself. First of all, I should have done it different. Forgive the other person for doing something wrong. But the ultimate forgiveness, uh, it's not like thinking, oh man, they did the best they can, or
Can I interject?
yeah, sure.
So I think that part kind of ties back into like seeing the bigger picture, ties into what you said, I think a couple days ago, about how Jesus saw people as spirits and then bodies just acting out karma. So you can kind of like the image that I'm getting is of like that friend taking offense, getting like misunderstanding where you are coming from, and this whole like cascade of things that happened, they were basically like meant to happen. They were an unfolding of karma with reasons that go back to whatever that person went through before, and then whatever happened before
would be like
so
in that instance, right? Like
hmm?
not hers, but like mine. Overcoming my karmic pattern would be forgiveness, right?
Karma karma is what's happening. Karma just means reaction. That's what karma means. And
Yeah, just like
good
unfolding of events.
it's the event that creates an event. And forgiveness is not overcoming karma. Oh, sorry, forgiveness is overcoming karma. But it's important to realize that karma creates karma. So, for example, good karma really easily bad, and bad karma really easily create good karma. In that, let's just like maybe have the life of a really great life. It's so easy. You get bored and you start doing really bad things, and it kind of creates bad karma, right, for other for the future. Versus and also you can have a really bad, difficult life, and you let it all go, and you just like completely give yourself to love because you have nothing else. Like I give up. I'm all yours, God, and you create some good karma. Like either karma can create more karma, but forgiveness, real forgiveness, is I am none of this. I'm not a body. I'm not this egoic structure that wants something different. That forgiveness, that letting go, has you step out of the karmic cycle, and it
Right. And it's
continues.
not your fault,
Not your
right? Like
fault.
there's nothing you could have or should have done differently or said differently, because that was the way that it was supposed to play out.
I understand.
Like there was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, even more,
And then,
Layla, she's not Layla. Layla,
yeah, it's all the events that led up to,
Layla.
right? And
Layla has certain propensities that she likes to do these things. Kind of events happen to Layla because that's Layla's personality.
Yeah. Layla's confrontational.
So Layla, if you try to change the script of Layla, it's going to be very difficult. And so to have your peace around changing Layla is going to be a difficult run. But to realize you're not Layla,
Got it.
and to watch Layla,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a great way to look at it is if you can be you can be the character Layla, or you could sit in the movie theater with Jesus watching Layla. And the more you can be in the movie theater with Jesus, the Holy Spirit will comfort you and realize that the drama that Layla has isn't your drama.
It's a beautiful scene for a movie.
It's beautiful. And there is personality development. Like Layla can shift a little bit, but she's always going to be Layla. And the beauty and that seed of
I can be the
Layla,
protagonist and the antagonist.
you can you could have that movie develop. But that's how that's how movies are, right? The bad boy that becomes the bad boy monster is actually every woman's dream, because that bad boy monster is also the protector. They're the
Also, Wicked is a great example
wicked.
from The Wizard of Oz.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Hmm.
right. She is still has all the power of the big bad monster, but now but she's also the power of a beautiful heroine.
Hmm. Wait, do you guys know how it ends? I don't know how it ends.
I didn't watch the end either,
Oh.
but I know I kind of know the series.
Oh, I saw the first part. Yeah, makes me sad.
I saw the play.
Oh,
I don't remember the.
yeah.
I think I see what you're gonna say.
Sorry. Awesome.
Sue, did you have something else you were saying?
I don't know if there was if it cut out or, yeah, no, it was, no, I think that's, oh, I was also gonna ask, but I don't know if this is derailing even more. I was gonna ask if because you're familiar with the raw content and looking at and the what do you call it? Catalyst integration,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So, would that be considered, that is a non-dualist, right? Or is that,
Yeah. The catalyst idea um, is that it helps you to choose uh, left or right path. So the catalyst comes in and it gives you the opportunity to forgive, which is exactly what the
right?
Course says. And so the catalyst becomes a great gift. And the Course calls that your greatest teacher.
So that experience, that event was my catalyst.
The catalyst,
Yes.
every opportunity that you're holding on to a belief of badness
So
of
every
some
time
sort.
something like that happens, I'm just gonna say, "This is my catalyst," and then it'll like make it silly and funny, and then I'm
Catalyst.
just gonna move on.
Yep, catalyst. How
Okay.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, opportunity to forgive. I mean, anything you want to
Okay.
do or review the tattoo. It's all catalyst for good. It's all a catalyst for right.
That's a good one.
Catalyst for good, because the Course says there is only love or a call for love. The more horrible people are, is really just their call for love, and you can be like,
Okay.
oh,
I
what a
like that
lovely
better.
call
Yeah.
of love you
I like
have.
that better.
And if you think about it too, like underneath anger, the real, like if you kind of are able to take a deep breath and observe what's happening in your body, it is really like getting a really, really strong dose of coffee or like having something like energize your system. Like you could have been dead, tired, lack of sleep, whatever, and then something happens to piss you off and you're like suddenly energized,
Yeah.
right? But the anger comes from a belief that there was some outcome that you were being cheated. So the energy in
Yeah.
itself, like, is not good or bad. But when that catalyst hits a negative belief that is within you, that's when it feels uncomfortable and um, anger inducing versus just energizing,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So this is in alignment with, okay, cool. That was my question,
Yep. Yeah.
basically.
So
That was the question.
the love one's really interesting. I really got to do that. I love that whole architecture. It really it says that there are two paths that we can be on, and to graduate, as in stop getting born into this world again, you need to either be 51% right hand path, which is the path of loving service, or 95% left hand path, which is the path of domination control. And so, and then, but it also says that either one of them are it path to liberation. But the left hand path is really kind of like it's the path of the baby monkey, if you remember that.
Okay.
It's a path where you hold on tight, and any moment you can fall to your doom, and it's very hard. And to be on the left hand path, you have to completely dominate everything with zero almost zero loving concern. And the ones that have made it in
Politicians.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the path. So, but the ones that have made it, it actually names a couple. One of them is Rasputin. Have you ever heard of Rasputin? Yeah. He's this Russian, historically evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it also says that Hitler didn't make it. He wasn't selfish enough.
Ah, no. I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
because he still cared about like his own people,
That's
like
right.
the in crowd or whatever.
That's right.
Interesting.
So the left-hand path is really difficult, and most of the time we end up neutralizing our efforts. So, for example, we'll be uh, dominating, self-serving, and then we'll turn around and be do loving service for something that we care about, and then even shift on that and have a loving and then have a self-serving thing in that, and it neutralizes the two sides, and so we end up uh, having no development in that way. And so and 95% selfish dominating, 51%.
It's hard to do.
Yeah, it's really hard to do. It's actually the hardest path, but you can make it if you really want to be the ultimate selfish. And it doesn't call it evil actually, but we see those people as completely evil.
Sure.
Um, or the easier path, the path of the kitten, is the path of devotion, which is loving service. And you only have to be 51%, and it's also hard.
Yeah.
The Law of One was, when it was written, I don't know what that was, 40 years ago, something like that.
So
It's
Jesus was
it's like,
born.
yeah, there's probably 3 or 4 people in the world that made it so far.
Really?
At the time, yeah, they're like, not that many people have it.
Jesus was at like 98% maybe, or
Jesus was, yeah, he was, well, he was
he's that
self-realized.
high?
So the thing about completely uh, enlightenment, right? Enlightenment is realizing I'm not the body, I'm not the personality. Actually, I'm a infinite. I'm an infinite part of God. I'm a reflection of God. I'm an expression of God. That's a good way to put it. I'm an expression of God having a human experience, and none of this is me, and none of this is real. It's all a reflection from my own love, generates from within me, and the me is not the personality, not the body. So what is the me? The me is that infinite expression of. And once you fully realize that, you're not here anymore. You can't stay here in the illusion. And so to be a Jesus, you have to have something that keeps you in the reality of separation. You have to take on karma. You have to take on the separation of some sort to stay. So you got these gurus that smoke, and you have or some random thing. They have some kind of disease that hurts, that keeps like part of their focus on the separation and the pain, or something that keeps them here. Because when you completely let it go, you move on. And so 51% is all we need, and it's attainable. It's increasing. Our vibration of the whole world is increasing,
Yeah,
and
that's
one forgiveness act of letting go changes the world, quite literally. And so your job of just recognizing and letting things go without changing anybody is actually helping the world.
okay.
You're like, I want to help.
Not changing anybody, including yourself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Not
Yeah,
changing
not.
Layla, but the act
Hmm.
of awareness.
But observing, yes, and being aware and holding Layla in non-judgment.
Absolutely. It's a little counterintuitive because you can't change Layla, but if you let Layla be, you do change Layla.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're changing the whole universe. It's the whole universe. How often can I be in the crowd watching the drama of Layla? How much can I be in the crowd with Jesus watching the drama of Javon, the script that has been written?
Yeah.
Because Javon always has his stuff. He's always struggling and spinning and trying to perform and win affection and worthiness. When will he ever get the lesson? Well, he might not, but it's kind of his charm, right? It's like that's him. It's like why would I want him to be different? I want him to be the character, right, that I've come to like so much. But as the characters go from total jackass at the beginning of the movie to like developed and learn their lesson, they're still them at the end. So it's not our job, and it's not possible for us to change the character. We're just trying to increase our awareness
And not identify with the character.
and not identify. And the more that we don't identify with the character, the more fun we can have as the character.
Because I was going to long ass message to my mother-in-law today, and now I'm realizing I don't want to.
Oh man. Oh,
For the worst.
You can probably fix her.
Yeah. I just wanted her to know like why I'm separating myself from her right now, because just throwing myself at her and not
Did she say something or like ask?
She say something? No, she said, "Hey, wanted to see if you're busy and if you started working yet." Something like
Mm.
and I didn't respond, so I was so I don't I could have just said, "No, I haven't. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon." But I didn't. Um, so like, should I let her know why I'm not like devoting my life to her, or like she would say, "Hey, can you do this? Do that for me? Can whatever it is."
I'd say the more energy you put into helping others like understand the reasons you're separate is the more you solidify your separateness.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And so just
Sure.
being aware of it is the goal.
Yeah.
Don't solidify
I understand that.
the reason that separations are real.
Yeah.
Now, once again, you can. It's not bad. It just doesn't help.
Sure.
Increase your resonance.
Sure. I get it.
Like your experience.
Yeah.
Like for my example, my mom, I have a really hard time engaging with her, and so I engage just until I can keep my resonance high, because when I start talking to her, for example, most of the time it just drops, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah.
And then what do? You say, "I gotta get off the phone. Sorry."
If I'm in a call, I'm really sharp and I get off as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Try not to offend her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't answer the call. Just text her.
Yeah.
And she'll text me, and she's doing things that just drive me nuts. And so I'm like, all right, let's deal with this. How can I help you? Okay, great. Here you go. Like it's transactional for her, and so instead of me jumping in, and she wants to explain why everything is happening to her, why she's a victim of it. And so I'm like, well, it makes me feel. Well, it doesn't make me feel. I take on. I have a hard time taking on this low thing that she's got going, and I want to attack her because I want to attack her because I've spent my whole life
Want to shake her and be like,
trying to get her to be different in the world.
Yeah, sure.
And she refuses to, and so now she has these repercussions that I've been telling her not to engage in. And it's happening exactly as I've been telling her for 40 years, right?
Sure.
And so like it's easy for me to fall all these triggers, and so I'm like, well, how do I be loving? Well, I don't know, and so I limit how much I can handle.
And thank you for saying that. And I think that you're saying is like mind blown today. So this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just wondering, because I was giving. If I just stop, like she's gonna know something's wrong, and so I don't. It's hard because.
So is your job to help her be anything? Like to give assumes that you're gonna make whatever is going on in there better. I'm gonna give, and it's gonna be better over there. Can that be true?
So it's okay for me to not feel like I'm giving myself away.
To give a true gift gives you.
Got it.
If anytime you give to another and it feels less than for you, it's not a gift.
I got it.
I mean, it is a gift, but it's a gift of separation. It's supporting the separation.
I used to say that to Jared when we used to tip the waitress, and I would want to tip her more. He'd be like, "Fine," and I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to give it to her if you don't want to, because this is coming from both of us. So you have to want to, or she's going to end up with a ticket on her car tomorrow."
Yeah, that stingy bastard.
Give her, and it's going to be gone. She's going to lose it. So you have to want it. If you don't want to give it, then we're not going to give it.
You're giving her your bad karma. Yeah. So
Joking.
Yeah, what was it that the chart it said for you, Leila? Learning to say no as a act
Yeah.
of love.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Reminder.
yeah, exactly. So if you change, it goes back to that movie projector. Your life is really just film. The light of God is through, and we're watching the projected images from going through that film on this screen of consciousness. Consciousness itself is part of the egoic structure, because to be conscious of anything, it has to be like there has to be two things, right? To be conscious of the grass, there has to be the looker and the grass. So just the idea that you're conscious of something means that you're in this egoic world. Now, there's a lot of beautiful things in the world, so obviously it's not bad, but it does mean you're separate, and so you have to be cognizant of that dynamic. To have something good and beautiful out there means you also have the bad and ugly in the mix. And so the more you can release this idea of out there I can fix, or out there is going to hurt, or out there is the problem, or out there uh, is my solution to fix this bad that's right here, like
Yeah.
that whole bad, bad, good, bad, good, good. The more you can release that and just make it into,
Neutral.
yeah, it's all neutral. It's actually all meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. And if it doesn't mean anything, why do I have this bad experience? Who's putting the meaning? You are. I am. And so if that's the case, well, shoot, if I'm making it up, I might as well make up a story. Can I make up a good story? Yes. The Course calls that the real world. Looking through the eyes of the Holy Spirit in this illusion, I make a real world. That's why I can see friends. I can see sameness. I can see opportunity. I can see the opportunity to forgive and be free right now. And I can think, wow, the whole universe is conspiring for my freedom right now. The whole universe has been formed, quite literally, to have this exact moment for me. Wow. I can be free right now. Wow. Then it's so easy to be like, well, I'm gonna be my mother-in-law. It's all gonna get fucked up. Bah!
Yeah.
Right. And you can pull yourself out of that moment by a made up future. Or, but they did this to me. And I pull myself out of the moment from a made up past. Because the reality is there is no past. We think the past is real. But how do you know the past is real? Like, well, I remember it. Well, how do you know those memories are real? It's just images, and it's thought and context that you put together and rerun, and you make it into a reality in your mind. No, it's actually not real, and the future is not real. The only thing real is the real, true experience of awareness right now. We're awareness, but what are we watching? We're not watching the real world. We're watching those flickering images on the screen of consciousness. And if we just change the film, we get a totally different world. But the reality is just the light. It's just the light. It's not the images. It's super, super far from our experience as a human, but it's real. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna re-listen to this one. It's good. I got a lot of nuggets. I think that yeah, today was good. Um, thank you for talking through all that, both of you, with me, because yeah.
Thank you for being vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah, that is really awesome. Actually, it
Yeah.
makes this thing makes it so much more understandable, because we're so creative in our creation. We're really creative.
Yeah.
Good to have a real life examples. Got something else,
Hmm.
Lou?
Yeah.
You do have something else?
Oh no, that feels good.
He's so cute. I love him.
You you up for giving me your reading? What's it called? Astrology reading?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, I meant to
Huh?
text you. So there's a website called astro.com,
Uh-huh.
and you go to a section where it pulls free horoscopes.
Oh,
You
cool.
just need to your birth date, time, and place, and it'll give you the chart. And then if you want to send that to me, then I can analyze it
Oh, cool. Okay.
for you. Yeah.
You're gonna text me that where that is?
Yes,
Okay,
I will do that
that's fun.
once
Yeah.
my coffee alternative is ready.
Uh, uh,
Yeah. You're talking about the water cooler. Did I tell you I got rid of my thing because it has plastic in
uh,
it?
yeah, ours did too.
Yeah, I
I know
switched over to one of those like
that
classic
was
jug things.
a huge hurry to get another one because I was like, the the hot water flows through that plastic tube to get to me.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Every-
that's why I'm boiling my water.
Everything's turned.
I yeah, I'm boiling my water too now.
And I can't microwave it because that'll kill me too.
Oh my God.
That I will do. Microwave I will use.
Really?
But I'll,
That
yeah.
where they like microwaved water and then they didn't microwave water and then they fed the plants the microwave water and then the not microwave water and the plant died.
Oh shit. We're all dead.
Just pray for your water after you microwave it.
That's
Yeah,
true. That is
true
a
that.
wonderful way.
Do Reiki on it. You do Reiki too, don't you? Like,
I
do Reiki on your water before
That's
you
a
drink it.
wonderful thing to do, to
You're
pray
right.
and bless
Yeah,
your meals. I always forget
yeah.
to do that.
I do
I eat.
too.
I eat and go like most of the time. I was like,
You can pray for it
I've been,
afterwards.
I've been better at blessing my meals, but I didn't think to bless my water. Fuck's sake.
it's all it's all part of the
That's what holy
illusion.
water, right?
I'm going to bless all the food I've ever eaten in the past. Just have
Yeah.
Just done.
it done. And
Hmm.
in my world, it's all blessed.
Yep.
Cool. What
Oh,
was I for that?
Yeah.
Oh well. What were we talking about? Oh, the astrology thing.
astrology.
Yeah, if you have her do it, she ran it through ChatGPT,
Uh,
and she noticed that if you just copy and paste it into ChatGPT, it could be things
Takes a ton of mistakes.
mm,
right.
And then there's also like different forms of different theories behind astrology. Like, and the one that I use is like an esoteric astrology
that kind of thing. Oh yeah.
theory. Yeah. So,
So then the answers are
but yeah.
different than what
Oh yeah. I never thought about that.
need to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then within like in the next year or so, and with all this practice that you guys are helping me get, I'll be able to do it with without chat's help.
Oh,
But right now, there's just so many things to cross-reference.
oh, your mind.
I'm at the stage where I can know what to cross-reference, like what to focus on, but the actual, yeah. But anyway, yeah. But thank you.
Have you heard of shoot, what is it called? Let's see. Have you heard of gene keys?
I have heard of it. I haven't really looked into it though.
How about there's another one called human design. Have you heard of human design?
Oh, those aren't the same thing?
Gene keys kind of evolved from human design, but they're different things.
Oh. Are those what you've looked into?
I've looked into both of them. Yeah, I think you would really like human design. It's
Stop giving her stuff to study.
I know, never mind. Don't look into that. It's
Is that
really, really fascinating and really intricate and super accurate in my experience. But it's
hmm,
it like a astrology. Like you have to. It can take an enormous amount of work to actually figure it out. But
hmm.
it's crazy.
Which one should I start with? Gene keys or human design?
I mean, if you were going to look into one or the other, the human design is, well, they have a different bent. So human design is kind of more understanding the personality and all of the
Hmm.
intricacies that have to do with astrology. Really, it ties into all that, but it
Oh.
opens up a different. a different technology to use that information. Gene Keys is more about using that information as the platform to be free. Because human design is really more understanding and playing the game better. And
Okay.
Gene Keys helps you understand it, but with the purpose of liberation, really, to realize, oh man, me, the whole game is not me, like that kind of thing. And so, there's a portion of Gene Keys that's much more simple because it's not
Okay.
about understanding the game. It's about free. And human design is more intricate because it's so wild how complicated we are, the personality.
Okay.
So I gave up both of them, but
But you know that me as an underwriter, I'm like, oh, there's detail to learn. Tell me more.
you can get dark with human design.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
your info drug dealer here.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. That's true.
Cool beans.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good day, Sue.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.